Hey, folks, welcome to No Bones About It with me, Bones. I got a special guest tonight, Michelle, or April. I'm sorry, April's sitting in the green room waiting to come in a few minutes. She's fairly new to the industry, and we're going to talk a little bit about what brought her in and all that good stuff, and then get into just about anything and everything. A little bit of sports, a little bit of politics, a little bit of whatever you want to talk about. All right, you ready? Welcome, April. She's nervous.
Hi, everybody.
So, April, tell us where you're at and what you do for a living.
Yes. Hold on. Let me turn off my. I accidentally turned it on. Okay. So I'm April Michelle, whichever one you guys want to call me. And I have a IG page called Queens_Smoke. I'm very new to the cigar industry. So
How new is new?
New is 3 years new.
Oh, that's not new.
Well, it's new enough. I'm really new, really new. So I still don't know a whole lot of stuff. So I'm on a journey, and I'm looking forward to learning from you guys. So I'm gonna have fun with this.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't know half of what Ray knows. I've only been smoking for like 12 years. I was just trying to figure it out. So, all right, I've been here 2000, about 12, 13 years, but it's all good. You're going to meet people that you're going to talk to all the time, that you're going to, and you're constantly learning. You come in on, I'll tell you where you can learn real quick too. A lot of stuff is on the virtual Hirsch we do on certain nights. We discuss about anything and everything, talk about cigars, manufacturers. There's one on Friday nights that you would probably like that the BCA does.
Okay.
8:00 Eastern time. I'm looking. I try to do comments and everything at the same time. It's hard when you're trying to look at comments and.
All right.
I got a bigger TV up here and I got this little laptop here, but then you're always looking up. But you got manufacturers. You got it's done by the Boutique Cigar Association, Gabby Caffey and Armin Kapliarin. And you got, like I said, manufacturers. You got boutique smoke owners. You got distillery owners. You got just folks that smoke. People from Australia come on. The other night there's somebody from Malaysia. But you'll learn what made you start smoking, and how'd you get started in everything?
Okay. So I moved here I'm originally from Philadelphia. Philly in the house.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm a Philly girl for life. However, I lived in California for over 20 something years. So hi to my kids. I love you guys. I miss you. So I moved here in I guess it was right around the beginning of 2018. So the end of 17, beginning of 18. And so I didn't really know anybody, and I met a few people, and a friend of mine, we'll call him Mason Moore, and so I'll leave it at that. And he introduced me, he invited me to the Smoke Inn in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
And so I went there, and coming here was kind of a journey for me, and already just because of the fact that I've always been I'm the mom, and so I was trying to find myself away from my kids. So I moved 3,000 miles away to do that.
I understand that for sure.
So like I said, he invited me, and I said I'd never smoked a cigar before in my life, and I said, you know what? Why not? Why not try it? And literally, I loved it and fell in love with it from the very beginning. It really was a big help for me. It relaxed me when during a certain time, because I don't really know a whole lot of people here. It was something. I went to the cigar shop and actually started going to the cigar shop Cuban Crafters in up in Wellington, and I would go there all the time. And it literally was like a safe haven for me. And smoking is very relaxing for me. And it just, now it's become my love. It's something I love to do.
It's a very, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself, because we just, folks, we just met the other day online for like 5 minutes. She met Ray at the Smoke Inn.
Yes.
Cigar enthusiast. I only started smoking because I was having a bad day on the golf course, and the guy I was smoking with said, "You just need to relax. Take your time. Take it here. Smoke a cigar."
Right.
I never had smoked one before, and I was like, "Okay."
Right.
It was rum infused. Between that cigar and a couple of rum and cokes on the course, I had a little bit of a buzz. But and after that, I never really thought about it until my kid was coming over to the house with his friends, and they were smoking Black and Milds. Sit on the porch, smoke one after work, drink or two. All right. And then one day I was just got this cigar CI magazine in the mail. It said starter pack, $29.95 with 10, 15 cigars and a cheap lighter. Why not?
Right.
And then it went from there, and then I took a job down here in Mississippi with the Hurricane Hunters in 2013, and I met a couple of friends at another shop that was open about a few years ago, and we started doing the show we do on Tuesday nights. The 5.5. We actually started off the Ash Holes, just called the Ash Holes, but then that split up from them, and then we came back over to another shop, and we're going by the Ash Holes still. And Kevin, if you might met Kevin Scarprop down there this weekend. Did you meet him?
I'm not sure. I met a few people, but I don't remember.
Really, really long beard, hat. He always wearing sunglasses. But anyway.
Oh, okay. I think I know who you're talking about.
He was helping me out on YouTube, and he said, "Dude, I can't find you guys. I can't find it. You're getting like 5 or 6 pages are coming up, and before you even show up.
Right.
I think you need to change your name." And we're like, "All right, let's think about it." And then somebody sent another friend, Kurt Vahante, that owns, he does Stogie Road cigars, said something. And I was like, I gotta check with Mav on that. It's my co-host of Mav and Mort, and I talked to Mav, and he said, "I'm okay with that. That's cool. I kind of like it." So now we're called the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge, because he lost his leg in a motorcycle accident years ago.
Okay.
And,
okay.
I didn't want to even suggest it, and I asked him. He said, "No, I'm fine with that. It's actually kind of funny." So that's what we do. We do that Tuesday nights, basically kind of like this.
Okay.
We have a guest on occasionally. We sit and go. But, you're going to do, I think, depending on how much you want to get into it. Oh, look at this. We'll bring somebody else on. Look at that.
Hey, it's Ray.
Hey now. What's up?
What do you do? What do you do during the day when you're not smoking cigars? And why aren't you smoking one right now?
I am.
Oh, you are? Oh, I didn't see that. I saw you inside.
I was lighting it while you were talking.
Not a lot of people smoke inside.
I don't, but for the show I am. I usually smoke outside, but it's too dark for me to be out there. You won't see me. So I'm doing it inside.
We can't say that kind of stuff nowadays. No, we can't. So I got a gist of what you do during the day.
So I'm a barber instructor, and I work in Oakland Park at JT's Cuts Academy. Go JT's Cuts Academy, and there's actually they have 2 barbershops too. One in Oakland Park on Commercial, and then the other is in Coconut Creek.
So actual barber, as in trim beards,
Yes,
guys.
everything. So just so you know, because me and Ray were talking about this earlier, that barbers actually do everything. They don't just do clipper cuts. They do color. They do all the chemical work. So color.
Really?
Yes, they do everything. They do facials. They do long and short hair. I try to stay away from saying male and female or men and women because men have long hair just like women do, and women have short hair just like men do. So, yes, so I teach everything.
Because the barber I go to, he calls himself the quiet barber, but he's actually got he's an actual licensed massage therapist too. So he's old school. He busts out when he's done with the towel. I mean, the hot towels, the cold towels, the cream, everything. Then he busts out the old fashioned that my grandfather used to use, little hand massagers.
Yes.
He's got 2 of those.
And then he gives yes.
It's fantastic. See, I used to have a head of hair like this before I decided to stay, but I just
keep that hat on.
I wish I could give you. Listen, if I could, I'd give you some of mine. Mine is long enough to give.
I don't need any more hair than I already have. I did ask him, no, believe it or not. I know this is just, but I said, you make a lot more money because you're down. We're South Mississippi. We're right on. Oh, is that the 858? Is it 805?
305.
Oh, look at that! You guys are smoking the same thing, and I'm smoking the GTO from La Cure from GTO Cigars, who I rep for. I rep for Rockefeller. Okay. He reps for Rockefeller.
Okay.
And Stony Brook Cigars. But I said, Tom, you'd make a ton of money if you had another room back there that you had your massage table in, that you would just shave guys' backs. I'm serious. A lot of guys don't like it. They get, they don't want to go out swimming in the pool and everything, but just
right. And a lot of them don't want to get it waxed either. It's easier and less painful to get it shaved.
I tried that one time. No. Made the mistake of going out the night before with all the friends and the wife and everything, and she made me an appointment with the girl that did her hair, and I was so hungover that she brought the drunk right back into me, because the first time she did it was like it was like 40-year-old virgin. That hurt so bad. But you learn the little tricks. You know, okay, shave it with a clipper, and then wax it. Don't.
Right.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that again.
Don't do it again.
No, not going to happen. So, all right, you do that, and you live. I'm not going to say where you live.
I'm in the Palm Beach. I'm in Palm Beach County.
I want to do that up. My sister
so
lives
for all you stalkers out
West
there, Palm Beach
like
County,
10 minutes
Palm Beach. Okay,
go
to Smoke Inn and you'll see her. Go to Smoke Inn.
In Delray Beach. She lived in Delray Beach for the longest time until she just moved to Ocala.
Oh, okay.
So I like West Palm Beach.
Yeah, I love it. I love it here.
What's up, Jason? I think that's Jason. I can't see. I can't see. So California, that's a big difference. 2 different governors. 2 different governors.
Yeah, I was in the Bay Area.
So what do you like to do? What do you like to do other than smoke cigars?
Say that one more time.
What do you like to do other than smoke cigars?
What do you like to do other? What do you do?
Really, at this point, that's pretty much all I have time for. I'm at work all the time. I teach both day and night classes a lot of times. So a lot of times I'm at work. So when I'm off, I literally am trying to get to the smoke shop or the beach, one or the other. So or I'm just lounging at home. I'm too old to be doing a whole lot of partying. So
I'm
at this
older than
age,
neither one of you guys. I'm really-
you think?
if you're not hitting 60, you ain't old yet.
Okay.
I'll be 60 next summer.
Okay. Well,
Don't
I
even-
just turned 50.
Oh, good for you. That's young though.
Yes, it
I'd
is.
love to be
proud.
50 again.
I'm proud to be 50.
Good. Ray, you got anything for
Ray, how
Michelle?
you doing over there?
I'm looking for embarrassing pictures right now.
Really?
Oh, you don't have, I know you don't have any of me unless you pull them up. I did put some out there the other day for my son's birthday yesterday. So people say, you had hair back in the day. I said, yeah.
Exactly.
I always do. Oh my gosh. I probably should have put that out there, but yeah, I'm old enough, Michelle, to have a 31-year-old and a 29-year-old.
Okay.
But you're talking about being away from the kids. My son he was in the military and he's stationed in we were in Nebraska before we came down here. And he left Nebraska and went to Charleston for a couple of years, and then he went to Alaska. And now when he was in Alaska, he met him a nice Australian girl on an exercise in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
And he decided to get married a
Okay.
couple of years ago. So now he got out of the military, and mama's baby boy moved to Australia. So
Oh, okay.
it's about 9,500 miles and a 17-and-a-half-hour plane ride away. But thank God for stuff like Zoom and
Right.
Facebook and Messenger.
Right.
And see them, because I'm not making that flight again.
Yeah, that's my issue. I try to go home, to see the kids as much as I possibly can, especially now because my oldest daughter, she's 27, but she just had a baby about a year ago. So now I have a grandson. So I'm like, every chance I can get, I'm like flying back out there trying to see him and the kids. So,
do you have to quarantine when you go out there?
No. Mm-mm.
Really?
No. Mm-mm.
Not coming back either?
Oh, there I am.
I can't see that. That's too small. My screen's too small. I'll watch it tomorrow.
Okay. No, I don't have to quarantine, so I'm glad about that.
Good. So, God, I had something else. What was I was going to ask you something else. So what do you do? Okay, from California, please don't tell me you're a Laker fan.
No. And mind you, I lived in the Bay Area. I didn't live in LA. So I lived in the San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. Shout out to the Bay Area. So, yes. But I'm not a California girl. I'm definitely not. I'm an East Coast girl.
Philly, baby. Philly.
That's right. Philly in the house. I'm a
Philly.
Philly girl for life. So that in itself, I had to come back to the East Coast, but I wasn't ready for the snow. I can't do the snow again. Not right now.
What are you doing? Are you working tomorrow night?
Yes.
Okay. It's like, you work every Tuesday?
Yeah. My Thursday nights is the only night that I don't work.
Okay, so I said we'll bring you on to the Tuesday night show because my co-host Mav, he's born and raised in Philly before he had a motorcycle accident. His brother went up there, took care of him for like 6 months, and said, "You're coming down south." He said, "I'll come down to visit for a couple months," and he hasn't gone home yet.
I don't blame him.
No, he's just like shorts and a t-shirt all year round.
Right.
They go back every 4th of July. And last year when he went up there, you can smoke on the beaches and everything. You can smoke anywhere you want down here.
Mm-hmm.
Our shop wasn't even closed during COVID. They said, you're a retail shop. You got seating. You're a retail shop with seating. You don't have to close. You don't want to wear a mask. That's up to you. You know, that's all personal preference and everything. But he went up to the beach and he was sitting on the bench on the boardwalk in Atlantic City.
Right.
Cop came up to him and said, "You can't do that." He said, "What? I'm just sitting here smoking a cigar." He goes, "You're not allowed to smoke on the boardwalk anymore." He's like,
"Really?"
What? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Not anymore.
That makes no
Oh,
sense.
no, it doesn't. And he said he had one lady that she could have been 50 yards away from him. She's going like this before she got anywhere near him. It's like, he goes on
Wow.
the side. What are you talking about?
Right, right.
We got one place down here. They're pretty smoke friendly. The outdoor restaurants and all that. There's this place called Mosaics that's got indoor and outdoor. And we sit down there with my other co-host and and we smoke. And sometimes somebody say, well, could you ask them not to smoke those cigars? And he's like, we're outside. They're regulars. So
Right.
no,
Right.
you don't have to move. Welcome, Ray. Ray, has she met Ray yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
I got a good echo on you for some reason, Ray. I don't know why.
Me neither.
Yeah, you're echoing.
I just have to say, I'm loving both of your beards. I love beards. So I want to give you guys kudos for taking very good care. I see you doing the pose.
I can't quite do that pose yet, but I had the middle down to about here about a month and a half ago, and I did this wrong thing. I'm not a barber by any means, and it didn't look even to me on one side, the mustache over the lip. So the little clipping and clipping this side. And,
Clip too much.
Yeah, and then I was just like, and then I said, that looks, because you're looking in the mirror and you're two-dimensional in the mirror. You see, and I'm just like, and then I looked up and said, I really messed that. Oh, damn. So I just shaved it all off and start from scratch. I didn't have it this high, but I'm going to let it go as long. I don't know if I can go that long. That might bug me, but
It
I'm going to let
looks
it go
good though.
as long as I let somebody else take care of it.
Right.
You can keep it. When you start trimming it yourself,
it takes skill. Takes skill.
Bones, I missed a few first minutes because I was getting myself ready and getting my drink, my coffee. Did you ask her how she started smoking yet?
Yes.
All right.
Go ahead. Tell me again, or tell Fair.
Tell me.
If you need folks on, what made you
There's
start?
more than that. Forget. All right. Here, everybody already heard how, how you started smoking. I have a question for you.
Okay.
For me, it's all about the story, right? When I was in the Army, I've been smoking since the late 90s. It didn't really become. Me and you talked about this, right? We start smoking because, we go out with our friends one day. Hey, we're going to the cigar lounge. Or, you know what? When I first started smoking, it was whatever 7-Eleven sold on Front Street in East Meadow, right? So.
Been there.
Yeah, bro. It was just, the guys. The guys got me into smoking cigars. It was more. I worked with a counter drug task force. The special agents that I was working with smoked cigars, and I wanted to look like the cool, 20-plus-year-old kid that, I wanted to feel like I was a part of the crew. So I started smoking cigars. I was actually buying cigars from Jonathan Drew downstairs at the World Trade Center. Right? So, that being said, that was just hanging out with people, right? Smoking cigars. It didn't really become part of my lifestyle until years later. But in the Army is really where everything kind of fell together with me and cigars, right? Mm-hmm. I would, we would go on a combat mission or we'd go on a road trip wherever, and we'd end up somewhere. We'd pull out cigars at the end of the night when the shift is over. We'd sit by the fire. We'd smoke stogies. We'd drink whiskey, and we would just hang out, right? It's the first time, truthfully, when I was in Iraq, especially, where I felt that, I already had the camaraderie with the guys, but we weren't the soldiers anymore. I was just Ray. Mm-hmm. Sergeant Velez was just Jose. Sergeant Malave was just Mike, right? We were just taking in the moment, taking in that all the experiences that we've gone through in that day and that week, and it was all just kind of melting away, smoking a cigar.
Right.
and talking and hanging out with the guys, right? It's same experience as we get here at cigar lounges,
Right.
which is why I love going out to lounges so much. It's part of the full experience, right? The motto for cigar enthusiast is a culture, a passion, a lifestyle, right? So at what point did it become a passion for you? What, I know everyone has that one moment where they're smoking cigars and it's you have this epiphany where it's just like, whew, I love this lifestyle, right? I got to do this. I love smoking cigars. I love being in this environment. When did that happen to you?
Like I told him, a friend of mine had asked me to come to the cigar shop, and I did. And when I did, hi.
Say hi.
Hey,
Michelle,
bro. This is Ray, the Teflon Don from New York, Brooklyn.
Here's another one is, what's up?
So when I tried it for the first time, and I didn't really think that I would be doing it on a regular, but I really enjoyed it. So I did start looking for cigar shops in my area, but I was going through, I think, a really rough time just being here by myself. I have no real family or friends here. And I started going to Cuban Crafters up in Wellington. And it was really like every chance I could get, just any chance, because the living situation was kind of hard at the time. And I was trying to find myself, like I said.
Right.
And just being there, it was so relaxing. I just felt at home. I felt that sense of peace. And so I just got more into it and, really tried to find my palate. I started off kind of with Maduro, so I just kind of stayed with it. So I like something medium to full, but it just was relaxing for me. So, regardless whether it was me driving home from work or, driving to work sometimes, but definitely when I had downtime, it was my one thing that I did that just kind of allowed me to just relax and be in thought, or to just be at peace when there was no peace around me, or, if I was missing, my kids or whatever. So, and then it just became a passion and lifestyle, as you say, because now most people know me to smoke cigars. They're,
But it's a camaraderie you get when you go into the shop.
Yes.
Whether it's male or female. And we got quite a few females that come in and sit down and smoke and cut just cut it with everybody else.
Right.
I'm like you. I moved down. I was smoking for 7 years before I came down to Mississippi, and we didn't know anybody. We moved down here and put a pool in, and my decompression after work, as stressful it was getting to float in the pool, making a drink, and floating around smoking a cigar. And then I ran into a friend of mine and said, well, why don't you come down to the shop? I said, what shop? Didn't even know there was one in town.
Right.
It's like not even 5 minutes away. Started going there, and everything went from there. And then we moved to the other shop, and then I met that guy in the top right corner, and it's gone. I'm like you. My forte is not in front of the camera. I can go in front of people when I'm teaching something I really know, like work and stuff.
Right.
But if we're just gonna sit and BS, I'm okay with that. But,
right.
I did it with them, and when he asked me to do this, I was like, I didn't even hesitate. I don't know why I said yes just like that, but I just said yeah. And I actually asked the wife tonight. I said, "Are you okay with me doing this twice a week?" She goes, "I don't care." So I was like, "All right." You got to get permission.
I was so nervous, but my thing is because, and I have to say thank you guys, because I'm so new to this. Like talking to certain people, especially over the weekend, I was with Ray at the Great Smoke. you hear all the different lingo and so forth, so on. So I'm really new. So I appreciate you guys even allowing me to be in your realm right now, because I'm like a novice. I don't know all the lingo. I don't know all the terms. I don't know all the people. So it's funny. I'm sitting there and I'm hearing people. Oh, that's so and so. Oh, that's so and so. I'm like, who? Where? Oh, okay. But
you were amongst some pretty big wigs down there this weekend.
That being said,
I met
I'm actually going to bounce off in a minute because I'm going to be hanging out with Sokka in just a second.
Oh,
over at-
I got a picture with him and everything. He was cool.
Jessica's like, I'm going to Corona. I was like, what do you mean? You're going to Corona? Well, Tammy's there, and Steve's there right now, so I'm gonna go see him. I'm like, all right, I'll be right there.
He was really cool to talk to. I enjoyed talking with him.
So I have a question for you, April.
Huh?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So you're smoking the Terrazona 305.
Yes.
And what do you think about that cigar?
So far, so good. It's nice and smooth. It has a nice smooth feel to it. When I first started smoking it, I did taste a little spiciness, just a little. It wasn't heavy, but it was tolerable for me because I don't like it too spicy. But now as I'm smoking through, it's smoothed out a lot.
Good.
So I like it.
I can't say I haven't had the opportunity to smoke one yet.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for one in my back box. I haven't gotten it yet.
And I know somebody that sells them for a living. Go figure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
Nice.
I don't sell cigars, guys. I don't sell cigars.
He reps. He reps.
Right.
You mail cigars,
represent.
though.
I'm out there repping for Terrazona cigars, having a good time, smoking at lounges, except today. Today I was at VA, and that sucked. Actually, me and April were on the phone while I was driving. Actually,
Yes.
leaving there, I think.
Leaving. You were leaving.
Yeah.
But I have to laugh. One of my students, she told me, she said, "Man, when you talk about cigars, you just light up." I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah, your face just lights up, like you just love it." And I'm like, "I do."
That's good.
So
April, look at it in this perspective, right? You were saying, when you started, you didn't really know what was going on as far as, having friends in the industry and friends that you're hurt with. Now you gained 3 brothers and we gained the system.
oh, thank you.
That's the camaraderie of the Leaf. Ray can
Yes.
attest to it. Barry can attest to it. It's a brotherhood and a sisterhood at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's a great community to be a part of.
Yes.
It's all about family.
It's all about the love of the Leaf.
This is what this is. This is what this is about, guys. Not to interrupt you guys.
No,
interrupt April by no means. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
I'm going to say this every day until it sinks into everyone who watches and future listeners. This is to show people unity. Okay?
Yes.
I met you at Great Smoke. I go to Great Smoke every year. Joe Watt, the grunt, the werewolf, approached me about you. I'm smoking my cigar. I would think I was talking to Mickey, and he says, and Jimmy's right there, just like we've been saying, camaraderie of the Leaf.
Yes.
And Joe's like, hey, listen, I got this young lady at the bar hanging out with Anya, and she's considering or thinking about doing a show on YouTube. She's new to the industry. She doesn't know which way to go. I said, yeah, no problem. Let me go talk to her. I finished talking to the guys, went over to talk to you. And as we were talking, I told you, I'm still new to this. I'm still learning. Forget all the crap that I have here at home. I don't know what I'm doing, right? So what I want to do is all the knowledge that I've gained from everyone I speak to, I want to pass that on, right?
Good.
The same way I do when I smoke cigars. I pass that information on to the people that we hang out with. And as you and I were talking, I thought, the way Joe had brought it up to me about you joining the network. So let's get to know each other. Let's see how we mesh, because it's not my show.
Right.
Everyone has their own individual show. I'm just here to support them. I'm here to help them out any way I can and guide them as they guide me, right? We're walking side by side here. There's no man on top here. There's no king. There's no queen. We're all walking side by side.
Right.
Okay. So, talking to you, and I liked your take on it, right? You're new to the industry. You don't know jack about cigars, and that's the truth, right? Let's just
Right.
keep it real. You don't. So, but I think that's cool to show people, again, the journey, right? Of you learning, of you meeting people, of you talking to people in the industry that maybe you've never. Look, I'm not going to mention the name, but I brought somebody's name up to you today. You're like, who is that?
Who is that?
Right? So, and I'm like, that just, but that's great. But
Right.
again, we learn. I told you, we talked about it. I'm going to introduce you. But the thing is, that's amazing, right? And the journey you want to go on, and I'm a big believer in supporting the Sisters of the Leaf, more so women, right? It's not necessarily the Sister Leaf, but I want to support the women in the industry, because one of my pet peeves is demoralizing them and using them for something else, right? I hate that shit. It pisses me. It bothers me. I bring people on the show that are friends, people that I connect with, not for my everyone watching to hit that like button a million times or to steal their viewers for a day, right? I want to bring people on that are mesh with the crew,
Right.
but the journey that you're on, which is, again, you're new to the industry. I want to be a part of your journey. I want to introduce you to Boston Jimmy. I want to introduce you to Ray and all the guys that we hang out with, and I want to be able to herf with you, right? I want to introduce you to Shirtless Mike. I want to introduce you. You already hung out with Joe, but you didn't really herf with Joe. Smoke cigars and talk cigars. Right? When we talk shop, it becomes a different animal.
Okay.
So, and then again, incorporating the Sisters of the Leaf, and then to the icing on the cake is that you're a beautiful, hardworking, intelligent, strong black woman, right? Talking to you last night, was amazing. I love talking to you. We sat outside. We had an amazing conversation. And I would love to see the journey you go on, regardless if you start with us. And like I said, when you decide, we'll create your YouTube channel. We'll download all the videos, pop them on there, and we'll help you grow. This isn't about me. This isn't about cigar enthusiasts. This is about helping each other in this community, right? And being there for each other, and just I'm in for the journey, man. That's what I'm on now. I'm on a cigar journey. I'm living the dream.
I really appreciate it, because I think the fear sometimes comes from, feeling like people are going to look at you like you don't know anything. Okay, but at one point you didn't know anything either. So everybody started somewhere. So I'm starting out, and I want to share it with everybody, because there's other people who actually ask me a lot of questions that I don't know because they don't know. Right. So it would kind of help those who are starting out too to, learn as I go as well. So.
Well, if you ever have any questions, I run the place where I work. So just text and I'll get you an answer or whatever help you need. And either one of these guys, I'm pretty sure will do the same thing.
Okay.
Shout out to Round Trip. Was it Round Tripping with
Court? That's my best
friend. From here. Did you read that?
Oh, is that a friend of yours?
There he is. Round Tripping with Court. You got to check him out.
I will. Definitely, no doubt. I'll be on it.
No, we actually had I telework most times. I go work half a day if I want. And I go to cigar shop and work the other half of the day.
Oh, so I wish.
So, and I tend to help work there too when they need help.
Okay.
So this woman walked in this afternoon, and most people, I don't know why they do it, but they just assume when a woman walks in, she wants a flavored cigar. She wants a Tatiana.
Stereotype.
Exactly. So I just actually, I said, what exactly are you looking? What do you smoke? What do you like to smoke? Well, I like this. I said, okay. And I ended up leading her towards a Kathy, Connecticut, 1901 Connecticut, but she just didn't want. She's not into the Maduro. I'm like you. I started with the light ones, and I was like, it's not doing anything for me. And I just went I went right to middle to full.
Right.
And then one time I smoked a triple Ligero, and it was like, ooh, that was not a smart move. 'Cause I hadn't eaten anything. That was not. So yeah,
I've been holding on to my triple Maduro. I've been holding on to it.
people tend to stereotype women when they walk into a cigar lounge. I really don't know why, but they just say, I want a flavored cigar. And, oh, we don't sell those here. Go to the local Wawa or
Right.
whatever, and go get a. I went in the other day. Well, actually, about a month ago, I was going to play golf. And I forgot my cigars, and I went to the gas station to get some coffee. She goes, "Well, we got some Black and Milds, and we got some of the Swisher Sweets." I'm like, "No, there I won't go.
Yeah.
I'll do without a smoke before I smoke one of those."
Now,
but I tried to get.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Now I was going to say I tried to get the link out there to Jimmy, but I couldn't. I was Googling on another page, Facebook, and like a gazillion Boston Jimmy showed up, and I couldn't see his picture. So I just left it in here. You're going to meet him if he signs on.
Okay.
If you got
Jimmy never misses an opportunity. No, hey, you can't. Jesus, you can't put it on there live like that. Everyone will jump on, bro.
Well, they can come on. I don't have to bring them on the show.
DJ Raichu, I see you.
Right?
That's my son. DJ Raichu, thank you. I love you.
Does your son smoke?
No, no, he doesn't.
But he knows what to get mom for Christmas, though, right?
Right, exactly. Actually, this past Christmas, he bought me a little cigar box, and I was like, "Oh, it was so sweet." So
I didn't know, Chris. I didn't know what I wanted. I said I don't need anything.
right,
You get whatever you need during the year. I
right.
don't need it. So
Right.
my daughter surprised me with a box of Pappy Van Winkles.
I have a question for Teflon Don.
Talk to
Hi.
me.
You
What's up?
haven't said anything, and I'm looking forward to hearing when did you start?
He's freezing his ass off. That's why.
Ooh, I'm definitely freezing. I got my heater here though. We're good.
Oh, okay.
When did I start? Shit. You want to talk about my journey? My journey's long.
Oh,
I've been smoking now probably about steadily good cigars, probably about 15 years.
okay.
I started in Drew Estate. I started like everybody else with acid and the flavored infused cigars, and then I worked my way up into premium cigars and
Be right with you, Jimmy.
ended up starting our own cigar company that everybody knows about here. During COVID, we turned a bad situation into a good situation.
Shout out to the clowns.
Shout
out to the clowns.
out to the clowns. Me and my
Great smoke. Fantastic smoke.
there he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
You're
What's
interrupting
up,
my
Jimmy?
sunshine here.
I was trying to figure out the feedback here. You hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine, brother.
Ah,
You
good,
sound
good.
like an eloquent angel, Jimmy.
We can hear
I
the
mean, it
heart
doesn't get any
behind
better.
you.
I could listen to you talk for hours.
I can listen to you talk for a few minutes. for sure.
Hours.
April,
If
he
I
likes
can live
to
my
talk.
life listening to you in the car to have
Oh,
a relaxing,
okay.
shitty, stressful day, I'm all about it.
So he's the talker, huh?
You all
All right,
smoke today.
Hey, on that note, I'm out of here. April, good to see
Thanks,
you.
Ray.
Me and you will talk sometime this week.
Yes, we will.
Okay. I want to introduce you to the whole crew. So we're going to bring on Chicks, Matt, Damon, obviously Ray and Barry. We'll sit down. We'll talk sometime this week so we can all just herf it up on, over social media and hang out.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Great job so far. Jimmy,
Thank
good to see you,
you.
brother. Have a good night.
Hey, see you guys.
Ray, good night, brother. Bones, have a good night.
Later,
All
bud.
right.
So, Jimmy, April's only been smoking for about 3 years. So tell about Stogie Press and all the information she can get off of that, what you do, because that'll really lead her in the right direction.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So all you need to go is to go to stogiepress.com if you haven't already been there. And you can check it out. You can subscribe to that. It's free to subscribe. You'll just get updates faster. But we've also got a YouTube channel where we push out a lot of our Saturday evening shows called Taking It to the Nub. I've been doing this, man, it's going on. It's like 7 years come July.
Okay.
So it's been a long journey. As Ray said, I've been smoking cigars for over 40 years, but seriously into the reviewing and the process and the news and all of this cool stuff for 7 years. And there's something you learn all the time. Like when I
Okay.
do my show, I always get something new out of that show. Somebody on that show is going to teach me something and teach the audience something, hopefully. And that's what it's all about. Just learn, and share.
Right.
And
Right.
And
the more of
and
these, the merrier.
the interviews are fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, the guests he has on, fantastic.
The reviews are even better.
The site itself has a ton of content now over the years. News and reviews are the most common things, but we've got Cigar 101 articles, we've got lifestyle articles, Ladies of Leaf articles, we've got travel articles. I've traveled all over the world, so I've got
Okay.
travel articles that are always somehow spun into a cigar somehow.
Okay.
Cigar in front of an
As
Eiffel
it should.
Tower.
April, I'll put it to you like this. If there's a cigar that you haven't questioned that you're thinking about trying that you want to get some information on, 9 times out of 10, Jimmy has reviewed it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he's got a rating system. You go to Cigar Journal, you go to this, they say, well, we gave the cigar a 92, or we gave it an 85, or whatever. He thoroughly explains the whole rating system and how he comes up with what he comes up with. And when he explained that to me, it made a lot more sense on his ratings, because then I go look at some of the cigars that somebody else rates 95 and 96. I'm like, I didn't get that, but with his
Right.
system, I didn't get that out of that. And
Right.
it's really pretty spot on, I think.
Okay.
But
Very spot on.
like
Okay.
Ray said, 9 out of 10 times that cigar is going to be on that page to tell you what
Okay.
it's all about it, man.
I'm gonna check it out.
Try to
And
be as
if you watch him on Saturday night, comment and get your name. So he puts your name on the Wheel of Wonderfulness on Saturday afternoon. He gives away a lot of nice shit.
Okay. And you said I have to do it on what day?
so Saturday night at 7:00.
7:00.
From 7 to 8. There's always a show. Maybe 2 weeks out of the year, I might take a Saturday off because I just have to. But most Saturdays, 7 to 8, and from the time it's posted on Facebook during that moment until Saturday the following week, if you comment, like, love, share, do any of that stuff to that feed, I go through all of those names and I build a spin wheel with all the names of the people that commented and liked and loved and shared, and we give stuff away on Saturday
Okay.
at 1:00.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. I've been blessed that the manufacturers and brand owners that have come on the show, they've graced me with a lot of swag and things, and I
Are you leaving?
I
He's
give it
Don't
all.
waving, so I'm one of those people.
Oh.
And Ray's one of those people who has
Okay.
contributed to the Wheel of Wonderfulness.
Okay.
I just give that stuff away, and it's what we need to do. I mean, it's not for me, it's for you. So
Right.
let's
Okay.
just have fun with it.
I'll definitely do that.
You can definitely watch it anytime. I watch his show as much as I can on Saturday. If not, I'm sitting at my desk on Monday morning and I
Tuning
click on
in.
YouTube.
Right. Right.
This
Okay.
Saturday we'll have Rocky Patel on.
Oh, okay.
Rocky canceled a couple of times due to various reasons. So hopefully I'll not get him to cancel this time. We got a lot to talk about and unravel with Rocky.
At all the times I've seen your show or spoke to you on the other Hearst, he's always on the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday Hearst and stuff. I don't know how you actually got started and smoked your first cigar.
Who, me?
Yeah, I never got that.
A fraternity. in 1977, in a fraternity, I picked up my first cigar, which was a Garcia Vega. We'll just leave it at that. It was
There you go.
today. Everybody would laugh, but hey, that's what you smoked. That was it.
It's better than Black and Mild.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't Black and Mild, but it wasn't a White Owl. So, but then the real premium stuff, I started to get into years later. I think we lost her.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I got into some of the more premium products probably in the late '80s, and I never looked back. My first true, real premium cigar was a Punch Double Punch. Okay, that was just monster cigar, and after smoking it for 2.5 hours, I looked at my friend. Two of us both had it, and we're like, "What the hell are we doing, man? We got to find better cigars because this is amazing." And then that was the journey. Never stopped.
I think my first premium one, I was like Ray, was a Acid Cuba Cuba. And I still to this day smoke one occasionally because I like it. I still like it. I don't smoke very many flavored cigars, but that
I lost that
is
palate.
My favorite one is the Upsetters right now. That's the main one. The Upsetters is the one I smoke the most as far as a flavored one.
Have
Haven't had
you?
Jimmy, I got a question for you. So 40 years experience smoking cigars. You've reviewed, I'm going to say in the thousands at this point, right? If I put you on an island with everything you needed, food, shelter, the whole nine,
I hate this question.
and you were only able to allot your Mount Rushmore 4 cigars to smoke for the rest of your life,
Ooh.
All the clowns, get them again for me.
that's a good answer.
I'm going to be honest. Give me an unlimited supply of Atabays.
Okay.
oh, it's a good.
Okay. Give me an unlimited supply of Atabays. I would want an unlimited supply of Padrones, 1926, and then I'll be honest. Give me an unlimited supply of Southern Draw cigars.
Oh, which one?
Yeah, which one?
You know what? I have to pick one.
Any of them was good. Any
Gotta
of them
pick
were
one.
good.
If I have to pick one, I'm going to sit here and say the newest one, the Manzanita. I'm in love with that cigar.
I haven't
I
had that.
really-
Is it that good?
I haven't
I
had that.
really like that cigar.
Better than the Cedrus? Is it better than the Cedrus Southern Draw?
it's different.
Is it? Wow.
I
Different
love the
profile.
Jacob's Ladder.
It's different profile. So there's numbers and then there's my palate, and the beauty of my reviews are I don't judge the cigar by my palate. Okay, I don't judge the cigar by flavor notes that I don't like, unless it's like really crappy flavor notes, like it's charcoaly or it's pencil lead, which you get once in a while. But other than that, it's my palate, your palate. You're gonna pick up different things. We're gonna have the same cigar, and you might get earth, I might get chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you get pepper, I got cinnamon. All right, I might get floral. You can get nothing because you don't know the floral. All right, your palate doesn't know it maybe, so it's like I don't know what that is, so you can't even put your finger on it. And the more you smoke and the more you enjoy, the more you'll begin to appreciate the flavor notes, especially the ones that you're getting it, you don't know what it is. Then you got to start going and looking things up. You look at reviews like I do and others, and you say, what did they get in that? It's like, what was that? And then you say, yeah, it was that honeysuckle smell that
Right.
my neighbor's
Right.
bush was letting off in the spring, or or you hit your spice cabinet and you start going through and smelling your spices, and you go, you start acting like a dog. You know, that's what I do. I got all the spices. Like,
Manure.
All right,
Barnyard.
Ray.
So
Since
what
you
was
asked-
the fourth? What was the fourth
Oh,
one?
fourth one.
Yeah, it was 4. Mount Rushmore, 4.
Those are the ones that are going to come to me. If anything else is like so many out there that are. I'm going to say that I'm going to go what I tell people when I walk into a humidor, and I probably had a lot of what's in that humidor, if not all, in most cases. And if they have a La Aroma de Cuba, me or more, I gravitate to that cigar for some reason. I just see it and I pick it up and I'm smoking that night. So give me all those.
April, I'll give you a
Yes.
good rule of thumb for a newbie. Kind of feeding what off Jimmy was saying, as far as, tasting notes and all that stuff. So when we go through the process for selecting our cigars, right? I go by the rule of 3. I have to
Okay.
smoke the cigar 3 times
Okay.
before if I know I love it or not. First time it might be, and I've had that on many occasions. Second time, all right, it's a little bit better, or it's the same. Third time I smoke it is going to be the key for me to see if I really love the cigar, I would gravitate back to it, or I would use it.
Okay.
That's just me. That's my personal system of how I go about selecting a cigar. I might smoke a cigar and love it the first time, and the second time I smoke it, not as good.
Right. Right.
You know? That's just that's just one of the like rules that I live by as far as
Okay.
my tasting process and my palate and adjusting my palate to certain might be getting it out of the humidor, might not be as good.
There's been times when I've smoked something the first time and I loved it, and then the next time I smoked it, I was like, I love this. I can't really.
Right.
No.
It could be what you ate that day, what you drank that day. It all reflects on your palate. And also another key that I have is retrohaling. Retrohaling is huge.
Right.
This book.
I see it.
Right here.
All
right. It's by a gentleman called Nick Kutro, who's been in the industry for a very long time. He wrote this book called Cigar Bliss: Demystifying the Art of Taste. This book is a scientific explanation of your palate, of what your palate is doing or not doing. I'm going to be reviewing this book shortly. It is got some amazing passages in here, things that I did not know. Like, for instance, go to the pharmacy and get pH strips.
Okay.
And test your palate. Just stick it on your palate, take it out, read what the pH is. Your pH should be 7.
Right.
He says on the palate. If it drops higher or lower, your palate's going to be off. You're going to get more acidic, you're going to get more base. It's going to be off. And you should check your palate. If you want to do some experiments, he said, you check your palate. Let's say you're having a bad day. Somebody just pissed you off. Your work, family, whatever. You're just having a bad day. Go test your palate. You'd be surprised how off your palate is. Hormones and the things in your body just mess up your palate. He says if you want to cleanse it, and there's all different kinds of ways that people cleanse palates with dark chocolate and lemon water and stuff. I was amazed at one of the things he said. Take an unsalted saltine cracker. I know that's a kind of a, it's kind
like
of
chewing
weird.
on cardboard. It's the same thing.
And you take that cracker, no salt, right? And just kind of let it dissolve in your mouth, almost like a host.
Okay.
Gives you, right? Just let it dissolve a little bit. Try not to chew it and get it in your teeth. And then take a glass of room temperature water and drink it, swish it around, swallow. That will amazingly cleanse it because it's just the baking soda that's in the cracker will cleanse the palate and bring it back to normal. I tried that. I was smoking a cigar. I was like, I know this cigar, but things did, like you said, weren't feeling right. I did that, went back and smoked that cigar, completely different cigar.
I'm adding it to my Amazon Fresh order right now.
And then he
But
has
don't fucking
another
get it.
thing where he has a tip, like the old guys, the old.
Send me a box.
There were these plastic tips that people put on their cigars to smoke.
Yeah.
Right? Because they didn't want to get the brown goo on their lips or whatever and stuff. Well, he actually sells those too. And he says he's going to send me one. He goes, you got to smoke a cigar with a tip on it like that just to experience something. He goes, because when you're putting the cigar in your mouth, right, there's an adage that says 70% of the flavor comes from the wrapper. We can argue and debate that all day, but a good portion of it comes from the wrapper. Why? Because it's in your mouth.
Right.
It's the wrapper. You're tasting the wrapper constantly. It's wet and you're tasting a lot of the wrapper. He goes, you put the tip on it. He says, smoke that same cigar, and all you're tasting is the smoke and not the wrapper. It's a different cigar.
Okay.
And his book is just full of this stuff and the explanations as to why. So I really love this book. I think any cigar enthusiast should have this book. Read it. It's an easy read. It took me a couple of days, and I'm gone through it the second time. I'm making notes, and then I'll eventually have him on my show. But he's kind of booked up right now.
What was the name of that? What's the name of that book again?
It's called
Cigar Bliss.
Cigar Bliss: Demystifying the Art of Taste by Nick Kutro.
Amazon? Can I get that on Amazon? Or
I believe you can. You can look it up. If you just search on it, I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere. The beauty of it, too, he has a whole lot of discussions and interviews he did with masters in the industry, big leaders in the industry, and they talk about all of this as they go through, and they provide a little tidbit of their knowledge and education in it, too. So it's just an educational book. It's good. One of the best cigar books I've read.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna definitely have to get that one.
gonna go look for that when we're done here. I'm at an hour, a little over an hour. If you guys want to stay on, we can stay on. If not,
Stay on.
it's up to you guys. I'm not going anywhere. I just lit up another one, so
Yeah.
I'm here.
and the wife's inside doing her macrame or crochet. Well, she's doing it for a
I
reason.
need a sweater. It's cold. Could you knit me a sweater?
You'd be surprised when she can knit, but she's doing the. I don't think either one of my kids, or I don't know if anybody watches, but she doesn't want us to say anything until my son's wife so we're waiting. So she's doing the,
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
so yeah, first time. So that's pretty cool. But April, I've learned a lot from Jimmy. I'm telling you, he just.
I'm looking forward.
But I've been thinking this whole time since you asked me that question about the 4 cigars. I'm so partial to, and my go-to is the Caffey 1901 Sumatra. Yeah, if I can get a lifetime supply of that, I wouldn't have to smoke anything else. But one of the nicest cigars I have smoked too, like he said, was the Atabey. I like the Atabey better than I like the Opus X.
Mm.
But everybody's different.
Right.
I smoked something the other day. I don't know if Jimmy had the chance of smoking it yet. Caffey, he makes a what is it, Calibras or whatever it is. It's 3 little. It's like the size of a Robusto, but it's bigger than smaller than a Robusto gauge-wise, but bigger than a Cigarillo, and they're twisted together. And
Like a
Jimmy,
Medusa.
that was a phenomenal, and they're wrapped together, so you just take the ribbons off the end, smoke them separate. And they're all funky. They're all different shapes by the time. Simply, the flavor in that was fantastic.
Yeah, that's old school, baby.
I think, and the reason, we had him on the show one night, and he told us what we like. Because I'd asked him, I said, "Do you smoke them? You light them all at the same? You light and all at the same time?" I never saw that.
That's an excellent question because that's the first thing somebody's going to ask.
I was
I did
about to
not-
ask that.
I've never seen that before. He said, "No, you wrap it." And he goes, "Let me tell you the story behind." Basically, in the cigar factories back in the day, they allowed the rollers or folks who worked in cigar factories to take 3 cigars home. Okay, so to beat the system, they came up with these 3 little cigars wrapped together and tied together so they could take actually 9 cigars home versus 3.
Right.
And I was like, okay, but if you get a chance to smoke, they're sold out on his website. We only got 7. They come in a little wooden coffin about yay big. But I bought 2 of them, and I smoked one in the first 2 days, 3 of them, and the other one's sitting in the humidor. It's going to stay there for a while. That's one of. But I'm a believer too, though. If you have somebody gives you a good cigar to smoke, you smoke it.
Right.
Yep.
You smoke it. You're not going to know what it's like if you don't. Now, if you have 2 of them, you smoke one and let the other one sit.
Right.
But absolutely, if somebody gives you a good, they say, here, this is one of my favorites. You got one, smoke it, because then you're going to learn, like Ray said, you got to try different things. I started off, I was a label smoker, not by name, but by label.
Okay.
You know? Ooh, that's a good looking label right there. I like that. I'm going to try it. I did that one time, and I'm not one. I'll tell you whether I like a cigar or not. I smoke. I always say I smoke what I like, and I like what I smoke. But I tried the worst cigar I think I ever had, and I don't know if Jimmy goes here, but I'll tell you, it was. I was up in Omaha on vacation, and I went into the humidor, and it was by LFD, and it was a baseball bat. It looked like a baseball bat. It had a little nub at the end, and then I said, "That's pretty freaking cool. That. How do you roll that?" So I said, "I'm going to get a couple of those." I got back here. I lit one up in the shop. I'm smoking it, and I was like, "Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible." And then I waited about another week until I tried the other one, and that's one that for me that just did not get better.
Right.
But like Ray said,
What side did you like?
what side did I like? Not the little handle end. That's the right end. I lit it up right. I just did not. But then again, when you say that, Cigar Prop, he smoked one backwards, and it gives you a completely different taste of a cigar. I tried that.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was like, no, it can't be that much different.
No, it's very, very popular in doing that, and learned that from Lido was I'm going to draw a blank here because I'm full.
You're also over 65.
DBL cigars. If you've ever had Dominican Big League cigars with Francisco Almonte, Francisco has learned his craft from both Carlito and Lido. Has his own factory, his own fields, and everything. And he does baseball bats. And he actually made a baseball bat for the Chicago Cubs, and he sent it to me. And I still have it. It's in a case, just sits there. It's never going to be smoked. It's just there.
Now, who makes that?
Francisco Almonte with DBL Cigars, Dominican Big Leaguer.
Okay, I thought you said Mamba for some reason. I don't know
No,
why I heard that. That's
he's got a really good craft. He has some uniquely flavored tobacco. I mean, the way he ferments his tobacco gives you some really interesting flavor notes.
but why would smoking it opposite end make it that much different?
Where the leaves are put.
Mhm.
Remember, this is long filler, right? So we all talk about long filler, and we have this concept in our head that there's a leaf that goes from here to here. All right. Not all the time. There are spots in there where we put a half a leaf over here and a half a leaf up here. Okay. Just the little Lajero they drop in. And I'll put the whole Lajero in the whole cigar sometimes, right? And they'll mix the Viso and the Seco sometimes. And what'll happen is, as they do that, as you're smoking that cigar,
It changes.
you're going to get different changes. So you turn it around each way, you're going to get a different effect.
Got you.
That makes total sense to me. I never would have.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I like you said. I would assume that long filler was all the whole cigar.
Throughout the whole thing, right?
Now,
If you cut a cigar sometimes, you actually, if you actually look at the inner part of the cigar, you can actually see the head or where they put it. Sometimes you see a little bit of a darker leaf in the middle or on the side. You can actually see it. Sometimes you actually really look at the cigar after you cut a cigar. You can actually see it.
Take a cigar bones from your shop, just for fun, and cut it open. Open it up and look at it inside. Look how it's filled.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of YouTubes on it, but I've never actually cut one myself. I said, if I'm going to waste money on, not waste money on a cigar, but if I'm going to spend money on a cigar, I'm going to smoke it.
Correct.
You know, but sometimes you get a perfectly good cigar out of your humidor or the B&M, and it just, you start lighting it, and it just falls apart. It just, the wrapper comes off. It just, you know, it does what it does, but I'll take the wrapper off and I'll still smoke it until I get tired of it.
A good constructed cigar that has been properly pressed, obviously, and held together. That binder, you understand like how they do. So you've got the fill, you got the bunch, right? When they bunch it all together, right? And then you've got the binder, which is kind of a wrapper, but it's not a wrapper that you will put on the outside of a cigar normally, right? Because it's got some blemishes or whatever, or some things. So they'll wrap that, right? And then they press it, right? And then they'll take and then roll the final wrapper around it. A well-made cigar, even if the wrapper comes off, doesn't explode. I've had ones that aren't made well. The wrapper comes off and it starts to expand and blow up on you. But sometimes it doesn't because it's been really well made.
So they actually roll the cigar, press it, and then put the wrapper on? Because I've seen them do it live. I mean, you know, going to the factories and stuff where they just wrap it right away and, you know, put the wrapper on it, then put it in the press. I didn't know they did it like that. That they actually did it later on. How long do they let it sit before they wrap it?
As soon as it comes out of the press, then they'll wrap it.
Well, I mean, how long do they leave it in the press?
What's it? A few hours, I think.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Now, my favorite, I like the box press.
Yeah.
I just
like
the way,
box press.
just like the way it feels. I think it gives it a little bit of a different taste, and I can't figure out why. But it just, because you get some cigar ashtrays, believe it or not, and I don't know why they even make these, that you go to put them down and they don't have the little thing for the thing. They're just flat, and they just sometimes roll off of that and whatever. And these box press you put down anywhere, and it's not going to roll. But I don't know why. I can't explain.
Well,
why
the box press cigars are going to be slightly underfilled because of the box press requirement. So it's slightly underfilled so that they can do the box pressing. And then I would think part of that process is what causes a little different in flavor, because you're not, it's not as fully packed as a normal cigar, as a round one. I mean, that's just my thoughts. I'm sure we can get somebody on this show that knows that hands down and can explain it.
Right.
Okay. How cold is it over there, Teflon Don?
Right now, it's probably about 33 degrees. Not that cold.
Not that
I'm a New
cold.
Yorker. We're built for this shit.
But I remember. I'm from Philly. I know, but I'm
I'm
good.
sorry to hear that.
No, I'm not.
No,
New York, Philly, you know the rivalry.
That's
okay. I mean, it's okay, but I still got love for you.
Of course, so do I. Ain't nothing wrong with a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh,
Exactly.
no.
Exactly.
But who knows?
No. Don't go to Gino's.
No, I don't go to the friggin' tourist spots.
No.
Go to the local spots.
Exactly.
There's a guy. What's the name of that? He opened up a shop down here. He flies the bread in from Philly. What Anthony?
Nelson.
Tony Nelson's. He's from Philly and he flies the bread in.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good, but a lot of people don't know a real Philly cheesesteak is made with cheese whiz,
Oh.
not with
Maybe
Not with-
what?
cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz.
It's based no, that's based on location. It depends on it's based on location. Like some areas do cheese whiz, but no,
Oh, it's good. I like it with cheese whiz.
I'm good.
See, what a lot of people don't know about Philly is the pork and broccoli rabe sandwich that they got down there.
Oh.
Yeah,
Pork and
yeah.
broccoli raw.
Yeah,
The-
that's the underground. They don't people. A lot of people who are outside of Philly don't know about that. You're talking to a foodie. I was 400 pounds once.
I'll tell you one thing I hate. I do not like, and you cannot get me to eat it from that area, Philly or wherever. Is scrapple.
Oh my gosh, I love well, I don't eat meat anymore, but I used to love scrapple. I loved it.
Oh,
It was
I
good.
put that in the same category as spam.
Mm,
That
Pretty much.
I agree.
It's a Philly
no.
version of spam.
Is it? Is that what it is?
Pretty much. But I used to love it.
It's kind of like
You go
fried liverwurst.
oh
Never worst. Yeah.
no,
Pretty much.
I'll eat bologna before I eat liverwurst.
Mm.
I can't eat liverwurst unless it's fried. My mother would take it. She put it in the iron skillet. She put
Mm.
those little pieces of liverwurst in there and fry it up
Mm.
with some butter, right?
Mm.
Put that on a sandwich between two slices of bread. Mm.
You came from an Italian family, and your mom fried liverwurst.
My mother, I have an Italian surname. My father's side of the family married an Irish woman from the day my great grandfather came here from Italy. So there's really not a lot of Italian in my blood, my individual blood. My mother goes back to the first French Huguenots that landed in the United States in the 1600s. So she's French and some Irish in her. So a lot of Irish blood. My mother boiled everything.
Mm. The Irish way.
hated vegetables. I hated broccoli and I hated asparagus, right?
Oh.
Because it was boiled. It was like mush, right?
Ugh.
Mm.
And when I got out in the world and I discovered
Absolutely.
proper way to make vegetables, when you get a nice piece of broccoli that's still got crunch to it, even though it's been sauteed,
Right.
okay, I was like, yeah, my mother doesn't know how to cook. Love you, Mom. Sorry. You.
Yes. For whatever reason, my mom can cook Italian food like there's no tomorrow. But I'll just tell you what my wife calls me. She calls me her Juwapi. My dad was Italian. My mom was Jewish. And she cooked everything he loved. But for a Jewish woman, can she make some sausage and peppers and eggplant? It's just...
You're a Juwapi and I'm a McGinney. I'm Irish and Italian.
There you
Now
go.
that's
There you
that's like
go.
hugging each other all the time.
That was this very popular mix in New York, Irish and Italian.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the best kind. Did you see how handsome I am?
Those Italian men, they just love those those gingers.
Nah, see, here's the difference. My father's Irish. My mother's Italian.
That's unique.
Okay.
Ah, see, why do you think it makes good-looking children? Come on, Jimmy.
Yes.
Look at his fox.
Give me the
Look at his
profile, man. Come on, give me the profile.
fox. I'll do the cigar enthusiast.
Right.
Hmm.
Oh. So, April, if there's anything you ever need, don't even hesitate.
Yeah, I just followed you on Instagram, April. So
Oh,
whatever you need.
thank you. Okay, perfect.
I can't do two things at once.
It's called multitasking, Barry. Welcome to 2021.
Okay.
I don't care what anybody says. I've been working in the military for 40 years, and there's nobody can multitask. There's no. You cannot give me 100%.
I pretend to try at least.
I know. No, I'm just messing with you. I can do one thing at a time, but one thing is just we were home I was home one time on leave, and me and my younger sister were playing. My dad, and my older sister, and we were playing hearts. And my dad was he wanted to win. He needs to win. He's just the way he's competitive when it comes to cards. And me and my younger sister, we were just sitting there drinking and playing cards and yapping back and forth to each other, and got these other two upset to the point where they just started yelling and screaming at us. It's just like, guys, we can we can do more than one thing at a time. What, are you just gonna sit here and play cards and not talk? Come on.
Right.
But I'll let you guys go. I really do appreciate Jimmy, you coming on, and Ray coming on, help me out.
Jimmy.
April, if you ever have a Tuesday night off, let me know, and we'll bring you on to the other show.
Okay.
Oh, look at who pops in that. Look who pops it back in again, and we just.
I've been watching.
And he keeps stop control it, leave it alone.
Mind your business.
It's my show. Stop it, man.
Throw him in the green room. You have the right. This is your show. Throw him in the fucking green room. Put him in the bathroom.
Penalty box. There you go.
Oh, what time is the Tuesday show?
We do it from 6:30, 7:30 Central. Usually we're pretty much on an hour because, like I said, we go over a little bit of everything. What's in the news, not in the news. It's kind of sort of the same thing here. And then after we get done talking about whatever we have planned to talk about, we just kind of BS for a little bit. And we do the Tuesday night show directly from the shop. So
Okay.
you'll see the three of us, and then you'll see the whole shop in the background. People walking in and out, popping on the show. Whatever.
Yeah, I probably could pop in for a quick second, but I'll be at school, so.
No, you got to take care of them. We need some good barbers in the world, man.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
I need a good barber,
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
No.
No worries. Here I come. I'm coming. I'll take care of you.
There's one shop down here called Cigars in the Past. It's about 20 miles maybe to the west.
Mhm.
And it's in an older house that they redid. We got a little bar in there, cigars for humidor and everything. But they got a separate room with a barber chair in there, and the barber comes in once a week, and you go there and smoke a cigar while you're getting your hair cut.
It's right.
It's actually pretty cool.
No,
Yeah,
that's a perfect situation.
Yeah, but down here they tried to do it in the other shop here in Mississippi, but the health department gets involved, and the guy says it's not worth it, man. It's not worth the hassle. But we go that way, and they're just about the Louisiana border. They don't really care for some reason. But it is a good thing for a cigar shop. But Ray,
The shop and the cigar shop go together well.
Yes.
I think so. I'd go smoke a cigar and get a massage.
I remember being at Lazona Palooza a few years ago with Eric Espinoza down at his warehouse he runs every year, and he's got a barber shop right there.
Right.
He's got a personal barber for the people in the shop, in the company. So you're at this thing, and he brought the barber in. So there was nothing better than sitting down, getting a haircut, and you're smoking a cigar, and then they do the hot shave. That time,
Right.
goatees, and they do all the hot cream and shave and
Right.
and you wrap that thing around your face. You can't. I got to watch it with the cigar. I felt like I was in the mafia. I just cut it off. Yeah.
Ray, I'm loving the cigar. I
What are you
like it.
smoking?
What is it? The Tarazona 305.
Arizona 305.
Gorilla?
No, not the
305.
Gorilla. White label.
Just the 305? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I love Tarazona cigar. Eddie's got a great craft. I mean, Eddie's got a fantastic story. I love him dearly. He is he's rebirthing his company, and he's doing it right. And he's really hitting hard and heavy. He's becoming one of the hardest working cigar brand owners in this industry, I have to say.
More to come. Big things coming. Big things
No.
coming.
And like
I
I
know.
said earlier, Jimmy, I haven't had the opportunity to smoke them.
Yeah, either have I. Weird.
Right?
I
it's
wonder
weird.
why.
He's always wanting
That's-
something, but never willing to get anything
I
off.
think
I guess
think
the
listen.
friggin' mail doesn't make it up north anymore.
I think I know a guy. Let me talk to him and see what I can do for you guys.
The
Hey,
Pony
can you
Express
go in-
retired.
Ray, we need you to go into your personal stash and send everybody one, please.
I don't know. I've only got a
You know,
couple
that's
hundred
another thing.
cigars.
That's another thing about the cigar, this whole community. People just send people stuff without even. You don't have to ask for anything.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
People
coming.
they just send stuff out.
Right.
People just bomb people, man.
It's coming, guys. It's coming.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you guys, it has been awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me and letting me into the sister brotherhood. I appreciate it. I had a ball. This was awesome.
No,
And you guys made me feel so comfortable because I was so nervous. I called my daughter. I was like, I'm so nervous. I don't know what to
I
do.
told you not. I told you not to be. You know, when you're, like I said, I have a hard time with the asking the questions.
Right.
When you talk, if you're being interviewed, that's a lot easier to just talk. And
Oh, right.
Jimmy's got the perfect thing. He's got, if I remember right, like 1 or 2 questions, and then he lets whoever he's got a guest on just.
Talk.
Yeah, the basic approach to doing any of these shows, you could sit here with, do a little research on your guest. You could have 50 questions, and I'm going to tell you, you ask the icebreaker question, and that person's a lot of the times they're going to ramble on for a while, and
Right.
there's a real art to being able to catch the person taking a breath and jump in without being rude. Sometimes you got to let it run. But once you get past the second question, what ends up happening is through that soliloquy that they just did, they just said things that you're like, well, let's unravel some of that because that's enough. And then boom, you're right on there in their wheelhouse and forget your other questions.
Right.
And it's all good.
Well, Jimmy, I don't know. If it doesn't matter to these guys. Well, it does. Ray's in Florida. Well, so is April. They just came out yesterday and told us at work it's going to be another active storm season like it was last year. Is what they're predicting.
Hello, it's been freaking raining and hot. Okay, this is dry season in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been raining and hot in Florida. Whoa, I feel so bad.
I was going to say, I know Ray is dying up there.
I'm sorry, Ray, but it's just, it has been hotter than normal, record-breaking heat the last couple of weeks. We've hit some records. It's been raining like torrential rain, not just like a drizzle. A torrential rain comes through. That's not what I want to see in February. All right.
No.
It's going. I agree. I think the storm season is going to be extremely active.
It's going to be. Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, there was an article in the news that said, something on the internet, and it said new research suggests a polar flip could be catastrophic. And they're talking about the weather that we're having here in America now. There was something like this going on 42,000 years ago, according to research, where, look what happened in Texas and all that cold weather that they got, all that snow.
Well, what they were talking about is when the pole, magnetic sphere of the Earth, the poles swap, and magnetic north has been shifting. We've been able to measure it. And magnetic north is no longer north. It's moved. All right. And they don't know how fast it moves. They could track how fast it's been moving, but they don't know if it moves and then suddenly it flips.
Right.
Or does it slowly do that? But when it flips, what happens is it destroys all the protection the Earth has from the sun. Right. From all the cosmic rays and everything that we're protected from the magnetic sphere. And you're right, that article, they talk about 40,000 years ago, they believe that's possibly what killed off the Neanderthals. They can look at cave paintings. There's a whole lot of cave paintings going back that register around that time. And their belief is, the scientists said, that these people were probably hiding in caves because it was just deadly outside.
Mm.
Killed off different species. And so, yeah, we don't know where.
Let's hope something like that doesn't happen for at least another 20 years.
Well, let's hope it doesn't happen for a long time.
Whatever's happening, whatever's happening, the fucking weather hasn't changed here. Still the fucking same cold winter, 3 snowstorms in 2 weeks.
There you go.
Dude, my daughter sent me a picture of her going to work the other day of her dashboard, and it said -20. I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, my theory is we should build a wall along the fucking border of Canada because that's where the cold air comes from. Nor'easter my balls.
Well, my daughter, they all moved up to Nashville, and so she's up in the Nashville area. So this is the first year she's been in Nashville. And of course, it's been very cold and snowy up there, which is not normal. They get some, but not like they did. And she's sending me pictures, and I talked to her yesterday, and she's like, yeah, I was like, because I sent her a message. I said, look, what you do is you go outside to your car in the morning, you turn your car on, you turn the freaking defroster up all the way, you go back in the house, you make your coffee, you make your breakfast, you go take a shower, you get dressed. When you go outside, your car's warm, and the windshield is now melted, right? But then I forgot to tell her, but somebody at work who's from New York told her, they said, you need to also at night, or when you park your car, you need to take your windshield wipers and move them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I forgot that because I've been down here for a long time. Back when I was in New York, windshield wipers didn't come out like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's no cold weather, not anymore, man. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, me either.
But
yeah,
April, again, thank you for coming on.
You're
Jimmy,
welcome.
Ray, thank you. And Ray, just send it whenever you want to have that get together again. Just send the link out and let us know.
Yeah,
You got it.
let's do it.
See you guys. You guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it and heard it here first on Bones' show. We are welcoming April to the Cigar Enthusiast.
When I watched your interview with Jerome.
I know.
And you did not get no bones about it right once.
No, I didn't. No bones about it. I kept saying bones something or other, and I was like, what the hell?
Bones show.
Like, no bones about it. No bones about it.
It's all good, man.
I was laughing afterwards, too.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you guys.
That's what happens when you're drinking Angel's Envy, bro. Just letting you know.
You guys visit Queen Smoke. I'll be posting pictures.
I'll be going on here in just a bit.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
Ciao.
Bye.
Well, everybody, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a great conversation. We went a little bit over, a half hour over, which is good. Oh, you still on?
I am.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get out. Hold on.
Well, I could take you out, but you got any questions? Well, hold on a second. Let me end the broadcast real quick.